for the 252 Open Class race, and some of the best-known names in New Zealand motocross here. The best riders in the country have fronted up. Some have 500s, some have 250s, and there's not really all that much difference between them on this circuit. Have a look for letter T, Warren Gibson on the YZ250 from Wellington. Then the brothers Patterson, Shane on the KZ250, that's letter S. And Brian, his older brother, is on number 1. Now, he entered a KZ250 Kawasaki, but he's actually brought the 500. And a fourth man to make up that interesting group at the front, Murray Anderson on the YZ490. Murray Anderson is number 3. So have a look for T, S, 1 and 3, and perhaps 4 as well. I'm sure there's going to be a huge rush for that first jump at the end of the front straight. We've seen such exciting racing from these mods. They are just superb to watch on the circuit, aren't they?
Fantastic, Tony. We've got all the good riders on the front rows of time for this race. The second race for this particular class. The second qualifying race for the big final heat at the end of the day.
The earlier race, it was a great little battle between Bryan Patterson and Murray Anderson. This is the cream of New Zealand's motocross. Away, let's have a look at the start and give them a chance to get sorted out as they sprint up towards that first jump.
In the middle there, Keith Peters, number 4 on the CR500, leads the way up. Beautiful hole shot there by Keith Peters. Anticipated the start perfectly. He finished 3rd in the previous race, but this time he's got the lead.
Keith Peters from Waihee Beach on the CR500.
Right in behind him there, Murray Anderson, number 3, on the big Yamaha YZ490, putting some pressure on Peters now. Ooh, this is going to be a fantastic race.
Oh, it's only a matter of time by the looks. Murray Anderson breathing down Keith Peters' neck.
Where's number 1? Bryan Patterson. There he goes in 3rd place. These riders are putting their life on the line, riding like demons to put the show on for us here today.
Once again, only a 10-minute race, so it's a sprint from start to finish. Peters is past. Murray Anderson through into the lead.
Murray Anderson really going well now.
And Bryan Patterson up to 2nd place. A good battle between Keith Peters and Bryan Patterson. Patterson on the 500. Murray Anderson on the YZ490.
Fantastic race. And now, in the previous race there, Murray Anderson really put the pressure on Bryan Patterson for the lead, but Patterson pulled out the wick and opened up the gap again.
Now, we thought before the race, before the first one, that Murray Anderson would be the man to beat, but Bryan Patterson managed to beat him in the first race, and he's right on his tail now.
Peters having trouble there, number 4. Quite a bit of trouble in the stutter bumps there, but down the big straightaway, winding up the big 500cc bikes. Number 3, Murray Anderson leading the way.
Once again, the stutter bumps in the start of the front straight have proved the undoing of 1 or 2 riders. On that occasion, it was Keith Peters, the man who led the first lap, who got the whole shot. Murray Anderson leads now from Wellington.
Look who's there in 2nd place. Number 1, Bryan Patterson, current New Zealand 500cc motocross champion. Had some overseas experience, raced in the World 250 Grand Prix Championships in England last month. Did really well, but now he's in 2nd place.
And he's 17th in those championships. An amazing sort of performance for a privateer.
Fantastic. Number 4, Keith Peters there, back up into 3rd place there. The rider behind him on the first of the 250 machines, number 8, Graeme Allan from down south.
Murray Anderson still holding on to that lead, the 25-year-old from Stokes Valley. A very likeable fellow, but a very, very hot competitor. The most easygoing fellow in the world off the track, but when he's on a bike and racing, he gives nothing away. Superb control on the big 490. Have a look at the stutter bumps, and Bryan Patterson right up on his tail again. Patterson finding a quicker way through those bumps, but not getting out of the corner as quickly. Peters is back up there again.
Peters and Allen having a really good dive for 3rd place. That is Murray Anderson, number 3, leading the way. He looks calm and collected there, Tony. He's going to do it this time.
It's an amazing performance from the 17-year-old Keith Peters after getting stuck on those stutter bumps and losing almost 100 metres. He's made it back up in the space of a lap.
It proves that from the start his bike was really quick on the CR500, put the power to the ground, got his sights set on the 2 riders in front of him now.
He was 4th in the New Zealand 500 motocross champ. Keith Peters from Waihee Beach. This is a superb ride from him. Just that bit of bad luck on the stutter bumps, a little lack of control for a couple of seconds, that was enough to put him back, right back into third place.
Our leading 4 riders are clearing out from the rest of the field now.
Still Murray Anderson in the lead. Bryan Patterson behind him.
Number 4, Keith Peters, really going well. With number 8 right behind him there on the little 250. Graeme Allan from Parnassus, just north of Christchurch. He's the first rider on a 250cc machine.
Another great performance from the youngster on the way up, Graeme Anderson.
Already lapping riders now. Is that Patterson in front?
Yes, Bryan Patterson in front. Where's Murray Anderson gone? There's Keith Peters. Still back in third as far as we know, but Bryan Patterson appears to have taken the lead from Murray Anderson.
Here's Murray Anderson there in second place. We missed it somewhere around the circuit, but what's going to happen there? Number 7 there, Peter G. On the CR500, I think he must be a lap behind.
Well, we certainly expected to see a battle between these two, Bryan Patterson and Murray Anderson. Murray Anderson held him up for a couple of laps. Bryan Patterson in front now.
Number 7, Peter G. there, really going well. Bryan Patterson there on the big Kawasaki KX500. Fitted some works parts, a work cylinder and exhaust pipe. Very exotic machine.
Brother Shane Patterson is racing in the same race on a 250 Kawasaki. Shane's only 17, Brian is 21. Parts manager at Don Perry's Motorcycles in Rotorua. They get very good support in this team green. See the massive green machinery around the pits and the big tent.
Beautiful riding by Bryan Patterson.
Safe to say Bryan Patterson has been at the top of New Zealand motocross for quite some years now. He, along with 2 or 3 others. He doesn't always win the national champs. He doesn't always win every race he goes to, but you can always guarantee he'll be in the front 3 or 4.
Look at the way he throws that bike round, Tony. Just like a little 125. That's a big 500. Oh, did he throw it away? Oh, almost. Anderson right up there now. Patterson got too far back off that jump there. Nearly looped off the back. Ooh.
Certainly lost ground. He got the back wheel down too far, didn't he?
Ooh, that was very close. Unless a man would be off on his air a long time ago.
Bryan Patterson with all the skill in the world, holding up Murray Anderson. Murray Anderson with the big broad shoulders and very strong arms, rides a very physical style. Once again to the stutter bumps. Who can get over quicker, Bryan Patterson or Murray Anderson? Getting right into the back marker traffic now.
Here he goes, number 3, Murray Anderson, winds up the big Yamaha YZ490.
He's only 25 years old, Murray Anderson, but it seems like he's been around for years and years. Best known perhaps for his feats on 250 machines, but on a 490 today. Bryan Patterson coming around. There's Murray Anderson.
Third place, number 4, Keith Peters.
That's a good race for Keith Peters. He had that little misfortune over the stutter bumps after leading the first couple of laps. He's come back very, very well indeed. Shows good discipline, good control.
Very small guy, very small build, but he handles the big 500 with gay abandon.
And only 17 years old. There's Bryan Patterson again on the green Meanie, the big Kawasaki 500. Amazing power, these Yamaha YZ490s and the Kawasaki 500s, putting out somewhere around 43 horsepower. A lot of horsepower in the mud and wet conditions. A bike with as small a frame as they've got. Murray Anderson not getting through those stutter bumps as well as Bryan Patterson, and thus he's not getting the exit as well. It's all power on at that corner outside as you come off the stutter bumps, and a big sprint up the front straight. Very important how fast you get into that front straight, because at the end of it, the 2 leaps, you're going faster, you leap further.
Bryan Patterson there having no trouble with the left riders.
Strides round the inside as if he wasn't there. What a superb rider this Bryan Patterson is. Really does take a lot of control, this circuit. It's spectacular and it's very fast, but the improvement in bikes, particularly in suspension over recent years, has been such that you can almost ride flat out around here, and it comes down to rider skills.
Murray Anderson, number 3, still there within striking distance. Just waiting for the slightest mistake from Bryan Patterson.
A real disadvantage in being behind anybody on this circuit, because particularly coming into the front straight, the amount of dirt thrown up must be very difficult to see where you go.
Especially with the big 500s, especially those. Not so bad with 125, but the 500. The roost to the roost in the back there. Trying to ride through that, it's very hard to see. The suspension working there. Wheels bottoming out on the guard. Using every inch of travel.
These days we're talking about something like 12 inches suspension travel, both front and rear. On the final lap now, Bryan Patterson from Rotorua. And the team green Kawasaki, the big 500. He entered on a 250, and I'm sure, like a lot of other people, thought that a 250 would be as quick as you need around here. But we've seen quite substantial proof in this race anyway that the CR500, the YZ490s, and the big Kawasaki 500s have been quicker than the 250s. Graeme Allan's still the first man up there on the 250. And he's back in 6th place.
Beautiful style. Bryan Patterson going up the middle of that jump there, Tony. For all the other riders taking the lower line. Bryan's getting extra height by going down the middle of the jump.
Always good to watch under brakes, Bryan Patterson, too. Astonishing control in the most ludicrous circumstances.
Yeah. Anderson's there, though. 1 lap to go. Or half a lap to go now. And Anderson must have got the message, and he's really putting the pressure on now, doing everything he can.
Well, it all comes down to these little stutter bumps.
Finish line now.
The Czech flag coming out this drive. Oh, superb finish. Murray Anderson getting right up on Bryan Patterson. Bryan Patterson just holding out to the end.
What a fantastic race we're going to have later in the day for the final, the 20-minute final.
So Keith Peters ends up 3rd. Bryan Patterson the winner. Murray Anderson 2nd. So there's the winner, Bryan Patterson from Rotorua on the big KX 500 Kawasaki, beating Murray Anderson home, the winner in the 250 to open class, race 2. Looking now at the second race, the lineup for the Enduro class, and it's almost a raffle in here, but have a look at number 84, Greg Brink on the big TT 600. Greg Brink from Wellington. He won't really confess to his age, but Blair, I think it's probably 21 going on 50.